never light a cigar that way.
Yo, it's the Shadow Smokers Legion, fun, family, and smoke. Rockin' with Phoenix Fresh rhymes, they stronger than note. About to break it off with the illest of crews, led by the man Tony Wang, making his vision come true. Now let me take you on a ride. We got love for cigars, from the east to the west, only the brightest of stars. I screen in the scene, little guy with the shop, shadow gazing around. You know it ain't gonna stop. Cigar mechanic don't panic when he's repping his brand. For Vescarillo and more, smooth as sticks in the land. Hashimoto's around, jumping live in the chats. Asian orange and more, his button's famous in fact. Cigars, pipes, whiskey, coffee, and more. Turbo jetting around, Tim with the dopest of pours. What's that? Huh? One wheel and reviews? Martin in the house, sharing the latest smoke news. Need to pick me up? Get to Southeast US. Bob and Chief in the mix, you know they saying God bless. We got that journey, voyage, private blends for the crew. Celebrating with coins, repping that dope swag too. Now I'm about to sign off, you know it's time for that audit. Light up the group with my post, you know I'll rock it and sock it. But remember y'all, Legion it lives with a passion. From a man in the shadows, ayo, the SoySauceAssassin. So cut it, light it, love the smoke from your region. After all we connect, it's through the power of Legion.
Alright, now we do it. Alright, hey guys, Tony the SoySauceAssassin. I was tuning everything else because settings, right? Settings, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, so it's Saturday and it's kind of weird because it's not in our typical fashion kind of thing. You know, usually Saturday, you know, people are piled up already by now. And, and shouldn't be no audio, you know, there should be audio now. So, I'm back, and tonight we're gonna smoke this Kung Pow, and one of the probably the cheapest package I've ever seen, and in a regular cigar release that they don't consider as bundles. So, let's move forward with that. And also we have some more rules in regards to the show that I want to talk about, and that so that we can move forward, that we can do better and do more or less with the show. But first, let's start talking about the cigar, and then we can move towards talking about other stuff. We do have Albert and Daniel on the screen right now. Looks like both of them are hiding from the element on the outside. You know, obviously Albert is in a car driving by his dear wife, and he's just trying to stay alive. And Daniel is in his room. No date night for him. So, yeah. So let's talk about this. This thing is Kung Pow, and what you guys didn't notice probably is that Kung Pow is spelled wrong. Kung Pow is spelled as that like that movie Kung Pow, but not Kung Pow, which is P-A-O, Kung Pow. So, I don't know if it's on purpose. I don't know if they didn't do enough research. I don't know. Alright? And, it's in this takeout box fashion. And I could tell you that Chinese restaurant doesn't really use like this. Because things that we use are so greasy and hot. Like, if you hold it like this with the fried rice in there, you can't microwave it. You know, you can't do anything with it. I don't know. I mean, we don't really do this unless it's like, some sort of catering stuff like that. Maybe you'll do that, but regular food, you have like those black plastic container with cap, or the paper containers, or those like styrofoam containers. So, yep. And I'm gonna open this. You know, I'm like kind of like looking at this cigar right now. I'm like, am I gonna smoke this? Because I actually had a pretty good cigar earlier today. I've been having to open up some of my cigars that's like sitting there waiting for me to smoke and they're not really doing anything. Now, guys, I'm just going off by because Joe says that, you know, there you go. So I assume that there is volume. There's, you know, if you guys still can't hear me, you gotta let me know, right? All right, so I'm gonna open this thing up. But yeah, I did have quite a bit of good cigars lately, over the week that I kind of had a vacation from everything else in the world. So it was nice because the weather was good up until this afternoon. This afternoon it was cold. It was like it was 9-10 degrees wind chill, and then now we have like 19 degree weather. What I end up smoke today? I smoked the anniversario. So I end up just grab out. It was anniversario, so just smoke that one, which is good. That's my happy tray. You know, it's the tray where I can grab anything and I will be smoking it and I'll be fine with it. So it's like when I'm there, you know, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go with something crazy, and I just pull it up and just do one of those. Now, obviously, even with anniversario, I think that was a bad choice because all the other one I want to smoke too. So, anyways, so let's go into this container, which is, I really think it's a bad choice in terms of, I mean, looks fine, it looks cool, but I really think it's a bad choice in terms of keeping cigars. There's a little sheen to it. It looks cool. It shines. You know, Asian people love shiny stuff. Well, I like shiny stuff. So I'm just gonna open this up, open this up, open this up. All right, and you know what? While I'm at it, like I say, I need music, so I'm gonna turn on some music. Just some noise. 1%. Come on, 1%. Right. Just so there's some noise. Right. I can't even tell if the thing's working. Hold on a second. I think my... There we go. There we go. So now I have some sound. Hey Steve. So now I'm gonna open this up. Obviously I'm gonna smoke it, but you know, my nose itch. Alright, so there is literally just a print. I mean, I can't complain too much because we all know this cigar is not that pricey, right? They're like what, $4 a cigar, $5 a cigar, so they're not that pricey. They do look insignificant amount. Like when you open it like this, it looks like it feels like there's a lot of cigars. Even though there should be just 2 rows, right? It's 2 rows, but it feels like there's multiple rows in there, not more than 2 rows. So it only feels that.
There's styrofoam in the bottom.
Yeah, there's foam in the bottom. There's foam in the bottom, but it feels like there's multiple rows. Alright, so alright, taking one out. Toss the rest to the side. Probably
Yeah, not styrofoam. Foam. Sorry about
that. So, Punch Kung Pow Toro new. Well, I don't know why you call it new, but you know, why would you put new on this? Like, why would you put new on this? Because it wouldn't make sense. Because it's technically no longer new when you keep it. I don't know. All right, so I'm gonna open it up. Okay. It smells just like egg roll. More chocolatey. It actually smells slightly more chocolatey, and pepper, a little bit pepper too. But it smells just like the egg roll. The feels like egg roll. The band it's not white. It's like a goldish, copper-ish. You know this what they call like Apache gold. It's actually more green than gold, but it's gold. I don't know. It's just weird. It looks weird. Like I personally don't like this particular gold because whenever I do my Gundam, the plastic model I have, the gold marker comes out like this. It's green, and then it's like in a way it's gold. So it's gold, but it's not gold. All right, let me cut this. The cap is crap. The cap is like almost non-existent on there. The draw is okay, but then again, this has an open foot, right? And lighter. I took the lighter upstairs when I went to smoke outside. So, all right, here we go. Okay, ready? Here goes. I'm pairing with just some espresso. You can't really tell, but it's in here. So, let's first blind palette. We'll just go with this. Okay, I'm gonna imagine this thing is some sort of brand new cigar that I have zero expectation, absolutely no expectation whatsoever. Picked it up on the floor and just decided to smoke it. And I'll tell you that it's not light. It's not fully lit, so. Okay. It's got this earthy bitterness and a little bit of wood. White pepper. And it tastes like it's missing something. You know, like when you go out and eat something, like go to a restaurant, you eat some food, and then you just like, there must be something missing in this plate. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's missing. It's got a little bit licorice. And I can tell you that if I was blindfolded and you told me this was egg roll, let's say if you just cut the end so it feels just the same length, and you tell me that this is egg roll, I will kind of believe it, and I'll tell you that you probably left it somewhere that shouldn't be. Like you probably left it in a stale area, or like a kind of watery stale area that it shouldn't be. Yeah, almost tastes kind of metallic, like the mineral metallic. And now that it starts to pick up some of those wrapper, you get that pepper. I will say this is something like an egg roll in a different vitola that's slightly more mineral-y, like metallic kind of. It's got pepper. Now that it's getting to the wrapper, and I think it burns funny, but I don't know. A little bit sweetness now. That bitterness kind of slowly weared away, but I think it's because of that pepper. But it's not much different than egg roll actually. Like it's like egg roll in Toro. But in a way, not as good as egg roll. I don't know. It's something is missing. Something is missing on this thing. It tastes like an egg roll, but like it's something is missing, or maybe I don't know, an element of taste that's missing. Unless I smoke back to back, I'm not gonna be able to tell what's missing. I just know something is missing. It's just like doesn't taste exactly, but slightly off. And because that mineral taste to it, I think that mineral taste is way more compared to the egg roll, which is more peppery. It kind of covers that taste. But then again, that's just I'm just smoking through this like beginner part, so it's possible. You know what I mean? But then they just released egg roll, right? Again, like not long ago, about a few months ago. So they have those blends just fine. And I really don't think that it's like they will be using it as a newer blend or something different. And I really think that because the size, now you gotta tweak the blend in there, and because you tweaked a little bit, now something's off. And I think that people who smoke this for the first time, they're not gonna be able to tell something's off, right? You know, if that there's nothing to compare to. But because I just smoked egg roll, like literally beginning of this week, I kind of feel like something's off about this. Something's not there. Something is missing, but I cannot pinpoint it. Like obviously, I'm not taking notes or anything, so I can't pinpoint what's missing. And now both of them should be the same because both when I smoke egg roll and now I believe both of the time I smoke I had coffee, so it's the same kind of like combination, so it's not like too much different. This blend is warmer. I think that's the way to describe it. It's warmer. It's more smooth compared to the egg roll. Egg roll is very peaky. Like, you know, it's pepper. Its taste is not as creamy, not as lingering. This one feels a little bit warmer. It's more creamy. It's more smoke linger a little bit longer, and because it's not a lot of pepper yet, that feels like, you know, the something's missing, but it lingers longer. So it's I guess warmer. And the licorice part is on the sweeter end in comparison to the egg roll. Tastes more like a star anise rather than licorice. They are very similar. Star anise and licorice have very similar flavor. So like, you know, one is more close to star anise. The other one, this one is closer to a licorice candy. I don't know. We'll see as we go in. It's just like a overall smoother, sweeter, less peppery cigar that is in a different Batola, about the same price, with a crappier container.
What was the other one in the line?
Egg roll is, and then there is chop suey, which is a Lancero.
How does it compare to that one?
I absolutely hated the chop suey. It's very peppery, but it's very one-dimensional, and it doesn't burn the way I want it to. It doesn't smoke the way I want it to. Yeah, and it doesn't taste good to me. It's just very peppery. But the egg roll, like I said, you get some of that flavor, some of that star anise, the little bit of the chocolate-ish flavor, woodiness, earthiness. There is some dimension to that. But for the chop suey, there's not much dimension. You get that same flavor throughout, and then that's pretty much what you get. In terms of how similar they are, I think the chop suey is so different than this one and the egg roll. They're not even the same stuff. I don't even think they're the same blend. They're just not the same stuff.
Gotcha.
But this one is very close to an egg roll. Like if I was drunk and you tell me this is egg roll, I'd be like, yeah, that would be, yeah. But you know, usual case, I couldn't. I don't know what is missing. I mean, they're pretty sure once you pinpoint it, you'll always know, kind of thing. Now, Joseph said that chop suey, he feel like chop suey was better. However, you know, for me, I just don't like Lanceros, period. So, you know, some people like a clean, identifiable, consistent flavor, and Lancero is perfect for you because that's just what it is. A consistent flavor, mostly from the wrapper, and that's pretty much it, right? So if you like that kind of stuff, Lancero, totally fine. In that case, you will prefer the chop suey, and there are a few people that prefer the chop suey because of that. You know, because it's more consistent. There's nothing to search for. The flavor is there, and it's consistent throughout. Just you gotta always taste that every puff you take. But for me, I rather like a blend so that sometimes you taste something, the next puff you might taste something else. That's what I like. You know, even as drinking coffee, the reason I drink like fresh brewed coffee is because there's so many dimensions to it, right? Like when you drink instant coffee, you get that one flavor, and throughout that's one flavor, consistent, always tastes like that, right? And the only difference, you add too much water, it's gonna be watered down, and you add too little water, it's gonna be very strong. But it's just that taste. You know, it's almost like it's one thing. But when you do fresh brewed coffee, it's dimension. You know, this sip you might taste the fruitiness, the acidity. The next sip you might taste the end notes of that coffee. You might taste the nuttiness. You might taste the creaminess. Well, you might taste the floralness, right? Every sip, you kind of take something different from that thing. Unless you focus on all of them, which humans are not supposed to be able to. Like, you know, even the best chef in the world, they cannot just take one sip of the soup that says, you know, thyme, garlic, onion. You know, they can't just do everything in one sip because they kind of have to take that one sip and then isolate that particular flavor from the first sip to find the rest. And for me, smoking cigar is kind of the same thing. I like cigar where you take one puff, you kind of get something, and you're like, okay, what else is there? You take another puff, and because your focus shifts away from that particular flavor there, you gotta get something else, right? But for Lanceros, you take one puff, you get something. You can ignore that, take another puff, you get that exact same thing. That's why I don't like. That's why I drink, you know, fresh brewed coffee. That's why I drink, you know, fresh brewed teas and stuff. I like that dimension layered and not just one thing, you know. Almost like saying that you drink Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola flavoring. Same stuff, but that Coca-Cola flavoring is gonna taste like one thing. Whereas Coca-Cola, you can taste kind of like sugar, syrup. Sometimes in Coca-Cola, you can taste cilantro. I mean, if you don't know, you can actually grind up cilantro into juice. Mix I forgot which one thing that you had to mix with. It tastes like cola. It just tastes like cola.
Really? I think it tastes like soap.
It depends. I mean, flat. What I mean by flat cola, you know, it's not just branded cola, but cola. Like when you go to store brand cola, not everybody have Coca-Cola, you know, recipe, but you can make something like cola without a cilantro.
Sure.
So, it really depends on that element. Is like which flavor did you pinpoint that's similar, right? And like Dr. Pepper, you can have Dr. Pepper flavoring. Don't they have those like jet stream where you just pump with the syrup and you can get kind of Dr. Pepper flavor? But that is so one-dimensional. It still tastes like it, but it's not Dr. Pepper. When you drink Dr. Pepper, you get that layer of flavor. That's why this is what makes it Dr. Pepper. When somebody says 30 something different flavor into that one thing, well, unless somebody can pick up that flavor, it's one flavor. My wife said the same thing about cilantro. What about cilantro? Your wife said the same thing that cilantro tastes like cola?
No, it tastes like soap, I bet.
I love cilantro. Like Asian people, most Asian people cannot live without cilantro. I'll put cilantro in everything. Like, everything.
It's nasty.
My wife absolutely hates cilantro. But without cilantro, you can have guac.
Sure you can.
No, you can't. Guacamole, no, that flavor, a lot of flavor came from cilantro. Right? It's like having guac without cilantro and lime is just avocado.
No, you can put other things in it. Salt, pepper, chili powder.
You'll still feel like it's missing something.
Not to me.
Oh, really? Ah, no, it
I
definitely
hate
missing.
cilantro, man.
It's
It
like an
tastes
element. It's like an element of something.
soap.
You know, like there are a few times I actually want to trick my wife to eat cilantro. So I said, "Is there cilantro in there?" I was like, "No, just corianders." I only have corianders in there. I don't know why does cilantro have two names. You know, coriander, cilantro. I don't know, but it's, you know, they're the same thing. Cilantro is good. I actually like it. Sometimes I used to feed cilantro to my dog. Actually freshen up their breath too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Dog can eat cilantro or parsley. It's actually good for their stomach and they actually freshen up their breath. It's just like, which one do you prefer? Like, if you prefer the smell of parsley, you give them parsley. If you prefer the smell of coriander, you give them coriander. I will give them cilantro and then they'll go kiss my wife. My wife's like, "Oh my god, that smells horrible." Yeah, this is definitely tastes more creamy, but less of that flavor. So that's what I mean by warmer. I don't know, like cooler and warmer. Sometimes when you describe a food like that has a warmer taste, more savory, or you know has a cooler taste, it's more sharp, it's more spicy or chill or refreshing kind of flavor. I don't know, just for me. Cilantro is the leaf, coriander is the seed. No, I can go out there and literally buy coriander, and it will just be cilantro. It depends where you buy them. Like I can buy cilantro seed. I mean, they are literally called cilantro seed. So I think it's just the same thing, but then, you know, depends which country are you from and call it, like, you know, north and south kind of thing, maybe. Could be.
So, are you enjoying that cigar?
So far, I'm indifferent about it. I feel like I'm smoking a cigar for the sake of smoking a cigar. It's not particularly enjoyable. It's not particularly amazing. And the flavor is not particularly memorable. But keep in mind, I just smoked a Davidoff early today.
Sure.
You know, under warm sun, you know, with a nice cup of coffee. So keep that in mind. And now, and then I had a big meal. I literally have a really big sushi poke meal with some street taco. So you know, I had that very satisfying meal. Now I'm come to this cigar. It's almost
It's
underwhelming.
spicy too, right? Was it spicy?
No, you can taste the white pepper, but it's not particularly spicy. Not as spicy as particularly like, not as spicy as egg roll. Not as spicy.
No. Your dinner, was your dinner spicy? You
No.
think it like impacted your palate? No.
No, my dinner is not spicy at all. In fact, my sushi didn't have wasabi in it today. I'm smoking the Kung Pow. Yeah, like I said, this Kung Pow is spelled like that movie. A regular Kung Pow is Kungpao. So I don't know if that's on purpose. So, but it's nicely printed. It's kind of had a sheen to it, and it makes you think because this particular sheet looks more gold, and this particular print looks more green. I don't know if you guys can tell. I don't know. It's just to me. But both of them are kind of green, like mustard. And it does have that aftertaste, a little bit of if you soak some cigar into water and then you taste that water, has that flavor. And pepper is kind of picking up from the retro hill, so I don't know. Anyway, so like I figure now we're into this thing. Let's talk about the future of the live shows. Okay, so I just wanted to put out there. In the future, I think we need to be more consistent in terms of, you know, what kind of stuff we say in the show. One of the rules I'm implementing is that we're no longer allowing doing the shameless plug. I think those shameless plug are kind of taking over a lot. I mean, who doesn't know about, you know, when to watch Down to the Knob, or, you know, when to watch the Tim show? Like, we all know, right? We all know about it, and it's kind of getting repetitive, and then, you know, people tend to bait it, and you know, and then it would just take 2 or 3 minutes just repeat the same thing. So I think we're not gonna do that anymore. If any of the people that is on need to shout out whatever, you just let me know ahead of time. You know, if something important, we'll announce it. That way we don't have to go through the bait over again. You know, it used to be twice a person, but that kind of adds up, because when you give twice per person, and you have 7 people who's all baiting for the same answer, it kind of does get annoying. I don't know about you guys, but it kind of does, right? So you gotta hear Down to the Knob, you know, 3 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time, 7 times in a row. That kind of gets, you know, gets old. So if we gotta, you know, have shout outs, it'll be pre-planned shout outs, or something. If that's something important enough, then we'll do that. But then, you know, no more baiting for the shout outs. All right, we're not gonna do that anymore. That will allow us to move forward faster, more consistent, rather than hearing that every time. And I actually don't mind the shout outs until it gets old. Like, you know, we literally have on average probably 10 shout outs per episode. You know, believe it or not, we just go, you know, every time when you're nearly the end of the cigar, it goes to that shout out. We all know when to watch it, and you know, every Sunday we knew that, and, you know, other Wednesdays and all that stuff. So, you know, there's no need for that repeat. So we gotta make sure we don't do that anymore. Other than that, I'm just kind of I do want to ask everybody who comes up onto the chat room or whatever to kind of respect the show, while enjoy the chat, of course, to respect, so that, you know, when we get out of hands, to respect that when I say, you know, we need to kind of move on, and then we just move on, right? When we have like I guess internal heated debate, right? So we kind of have to have an end to it, rather than insult to to get an answer, right? So you know, if we can agree, then you know, we'll move on from there, and we'll see what happens. But then you know, kind of respect me as a host, I guess, in a way. Present yourself as if you are anybody else's show. Like if you would not do it on other people's show, you probably wouldn't want to do it in this show. You know, like I wouldn't go to any other people's show and start making fun of the host. So I mean, once in a while is okay, but it does get old as you continue show after show after show. All right, so yeah, you know, the show for the people that's on the show to be respectable, and you know, respecting the flow of the show, and also you know, chat about things that you know, we can still chat the same way, but if we get out of the hands a little bit, you know, we have too many people, try to utilize that raise the hand button so that we can kind of like not going all over the place, because sometimes it gets really messy, and I don't want to like mute everybody until everybody can speak. I want people to be free speaking and being able to put their opinions out there, but at the same time, you know, to kind of respect all the input, and then respect, you know, the host as well, to you know, so that we can move forward with it. I mean, if you wanna so if you wanna debate certain subject, then yeah, then it gets to a point where okay, we just end it, right? Because I'm here to share my experience. Whether or not we gotta end up debating something, then I can have a debate show, right? So you know, I share my experience, and you can share yours. If we don't meet somewhere, you know, we just have to kind of move on. You just know where to move on. So you know, because you honestly don't see in another show where the host debates the guest to death. I don't think there is a show like that, you know, in terms of cigar. So like, I feel like when I go to other people's show or on other people's live, I present myself in a respectable way. I don't particularly interrupt or try to present the host in a negative way. So I, you know, kind of would like that to be the same here. It's very simple, right? You know, we can do that. We can all have fun. It's just that, not particularly the jokes are not funny. The jokes are funny at times, but it does get old. So, how many languages you guys speak? That really depends. I mean, what do you consider as language, and what do you consider as dialect? Right? So that really depends. But at least 3, I guess. Hi Juan. Hey Quake. So yeah, this cigar just tastes like it's missing something. It has that flavor. Yeah, it also has that flavor I talked about. It feels like you soak the cigar into water and just taste or smell that water. It's not a particularly pleasant taste, but it does kind of generate that creamy feel to it, like the, you know, any demonstration of your spoken language. Am I not talking English? That's a spoken language, right? Or should I start doing the hand language?
Who is that?
Somebody that jumps in.
Oh,
It's all good. I play along. I'll play along with that.
I just couldn't read the name.
Memo Jungle 238. Memo Jungle 238. Oh, there we go. Date night food. You say 3, but English is most universal. English is most universal used in probably anywhere in the world. So we use English. Proper language where everybody understands. You know, why bother speak a language where people don't understand on TV? Like, that doesn't matter. You know, people, it doesn't do any good. It doesn't good. Imagine this is one of the things I don't understand is that, you know, in the US, we start to have a lot of radio stations that plays viral songs that nobody can understand. Right? You start to hear like Korean songs. You start to hear all those like BTS songs. Like, you know, when Psy had the Oppa Gangnam Style, nobody understood it that they play. And there's a lot of Latino songs lately, and there's some Indian songs that's being played on the radio. Now, I know it's catchy. I know people like it. But why listen to a song that you don't even understand? Right? That's almost as weird as listening to little kids singing those like sexually explicit songs. Walking on the street singing like, you know, those, I don't even remember the name. They're talking about like Beep.
WAP?
There's a Beep song where like, you know, there's a lot of song that's very sexual, but we hear it, we think it was normal. But when we were young, we don't think of it that way. Like half the Boys to Men songs are talking about having sex. So, and then, oh, it's love song. That's fine. And the kids start singing it. You're like, that's not what it means. You know, I don't know. I just feel that way. Like a lot of people are listening to songs from it's Korean songs, whatever, and they don't understand it. And I was like, why sing a song that you don't understand? Why listen to a song you don't understand? And a lot of time, I don't know. There's some rap songs that I used to listen to. I thought was totally fine, right? And sometimes I even sing along, but when I look at the lyric, like, what? That's what he was singing? The vibe and the groove, man. It doesn't matter if you don't understand, but if you can jam to, then it's fire. It's not. It's not. If you can't understand it, it's just music. But if you can understand what they're saying, what they try to portray, a story they try to tell, that's a song. Speaking of listening to things in foreign language, I tried to watch Vincenzo with subtitle. What do you think, Joe? What do you think? I mean, is his Italian in a way accurate? I can't tell if he's speaking in a fluent way. You know, I just know that he tried to say it really slowly so he can pronounce it. But I don't know if he was speaking in a fluent, correct way. You know, there's a lot of things you can't pronounce right? Like when we try to read French on the menu. And then, you know, you tend to pronounce things that we pronounce, like, you know, in English, word for word, right? But a lot of things are like silent. I don't know if anybody did this. But we all know how hors d'oeuvres looks like when you spell hors d'oeuvres. But, like, for someone that just comes to this country and saw the word hors d'oeuvres, we're gonna pronounce it as horse divorce. When I first heard it, I was like, who's getting divorced? Horse divorced? But that was the hors d'oeuvres, I mean, which you wouldn't know until you actually learn the word. I mean, it was a good show though. Like today, my wife was like, "Do you want to take another day off? We can watch the newest episode of Vincenzo." Like I literally got an update. It says, "Hey, continue to watch Vincenzo. New episodes out." But I was like, "No, I need to go down and smoke with my people. My people needs me, so you guys don't have to suffer through, you know, lag on videos." You know, Matt doesn't have to get all stressed out.
So what language is Vincenzo in?
Vincenzo is in Korean, but they utilize a lot of Italian words because that Korean guy is from Italy, as an Italy mafia family. You know, he used to be a mafia, like a person that does the dirty work. So not really fluent, but he tried to say the word appropriately. Okay. It's funny because my wife today actually talked to me about this. She's like, you know that things that Vincenzo said, would you go back to, okay, so where we used to live is, we lived in Medford for a while. And there's a breakfast place. I swear, I only went there one time. And that, when you open the door, you immediately know that you went to the wrong place. Like you from the outside, it looks like a breakfast place, you know, Italian or whatever. You open the door, walk in, immediately the whole restaurant is silent, and they all look at you. Right? They were talking all fun and everything. When you open the door, you can still hear the sound. As soon as you walking, step in, silence. It just all looks at you, and your brain starts to go like, dude, these people probably packing fire somewhere in the back of their shirts and jackets and stuff like that. Now all these people are not particularly young. They're like 40, 50 and up. And you walk in there, you feel like you just walk into a meeting waiting for their godfather to walk in. You're like, oh shit, I walked the wrong place. I walked right out. So I've been telling my wife that place must be a hangout for the Italian mafia, and that was years ago. And she's like, would you go and say that word? It means devil take over another, chase out another devil, right? It means like one mafia take over the other mafia, kick them out. I was like, no, that's one place that I go in and I no longer speak any language. I'm gonna go like, I'm blind and mute. I can't see anything. I'm walking back out because that place just feels like that. So that's one place, even though I live nearby, I only walked in there one time and never again, because I felt like I'm just in the wrong place. Just a breakfast place, but you open it up. Like, when is the last time anybody walked into a breakfast place and literally the whole entire restaurant is silent? There's plenty of people in there. There's at least 20, 30 people in there. All together at the same time, silent. Right? And when I say silent, it's not just the people that are sitting down, including the waitress. She was silent. Like I say, when I open the door, I can still hear people laughing and all that stuff. When I step in, I'm backing up. Wrong place. Sorry. It's weird. It's right next to the laundromat, so it's hard to describe that experience. But that was a scary one. That was a scary one. It's like, wrong place. Sorry. Yeah, it's one of those things. But I'm not gonna be able to do that for sure. That's one place I don't know. My wife's like, no, you'll be fine. Come on, just imitate how Vincenzo said it, and then pretend you don't know it. You don't know what it means. Just say it. I was like, no, that's how you don't make it home. That's how you don't make it home. So yeah, that's literally what she asked me today when I was in front of the computer. She's like, "How would you do that?" I was like, no way. There are things that you don't do. There are things that you do, and there's things that you don't do. I'm not even kidding. This cigar tastes worse and worse as it goes. And it's not like it's not burning well. It's burning well. It's holding ash. But it starts to taste worse and worse.
And it's what, $8 a cigar?
I thought it was like $5, $5 or $6.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I was raised in Brooklyn, New York, and every Italian cafe and social club was connected. That's what I'm talking about. You walk in, you're like, nah. Rule number 1, you don't talk about the Fight Club. Alright, rule number 2, you don't talk about the Fight Club. Alright, so that's one of those things. Like, I can't do it. But one thing I did realize, that for not smoking a lot, like for those people who actually pay attention to what I smoke for the week, I did realize that because I haven't smoked Davidoff in a regular manner, like I don't smoke out that much, I start to feel like they are stronger than I thought they were. I used to be used to them, and they're okay. I can smoke and enjoy it without feeling that strength. But it felt like that now that I go back to smoke the Davidoffs, they're a little strong. The Andalusian bowl I smoked, holy shit, that was strong. Like I literally had to take some break and relight it afterward because I wasn't even smoking it fast. It took me probably almost 3 hours to smoke it, but I feel that strength right there. It's strong. Why don't you vape or smoke shisha with good taste? Because vape give you popcorn lungs. vape, you're not smoking anything. You're literally trying to burn off steam of a flavor syrup, right? That's literally just pure oil that you try to smoke a pure syrup, right? So for me, that's no different than walking around with a USB drive and try to suck on a USB drive. Okay, for me, smoking cigars is not just smoking cigars, but at the same time, hey Christina, at the same time, it's the feel and the meaning behind it, and it's like practice how to make tea, like in tea ceremony, right? Why not just drink instant tea? Why do you have to go through all that trouble, switch the tea, make sure you turn the bowl just to drink some tea, right? It's the process, right? But when you cut out all that and you just get the smoke into your body, your lung for no reason, then it kind of defeats the point, right? When you smoke a cigar, you don't put it in your lung. You're smoking to appreciate the flavor, right? But when you smoke a vape, when you sucking on a vape, you're putting into your lung, doing all those chemical things that you don't think exists, but it does. And it's hot air into your lung. And then you blow it back out. It really has no meaning other than the flavor. Now, here's the thing. Most of the vape flavors are essential oil kind of flavor. And that's why when you question yourself, like, if I want a strawberry flavor vape, why don't I just go eat strawberry? In fact, if you want a really strong strawberry flavor, go eat strawberry jam, right? That's a lot of flavor. Like, what other flavor? Orange, whatever. All that stuff you can get from orange or whatever, right? Now, from cigars, you're burning whatever that's natural, right? The flavor is natural occurring flavor from the cigar, not minus, well, obviously discounting that infused cigars, right? The cigars that you're smoking is a natural flavor. You're appreciating the natural flavor of the tobacco leaves, so you're actually smoking and appreciate the raw material, not something that's processed a lot to make it into a liquid, so that it's not meant to be. Right? So it's a ceremony. It's doing things. You're still doing madness to your lung with cigars. Okay, so what part of madness are you doing with your lung if you don't inhale into your lungs? So what madness are you doing? You're not inhaling cigars into your lung. So if you think that it's doing damage to your lung, maybe a little bit, because obviously I'm still breathing, right? So whatever smoke that's around this room, I'm still breathing in. But I am not making the lung doing all the filters for, right? I am not doing madness to your lung with cigars. Now, here, guys, help me out here. Try to educate Memo Jungle 238. All right. So when you're smoking cigars, you're only tasting the smoke, and you blow out your mouth. You don't inhale it into your lung. You just saw me smoking for the last five minutes. Do you not see I blow the smoke out right away? It doesn't go into my lung. It doesn't. Now, there is a small amount that I am smelling in this room because I'm indoor. If I'm outdoor, that's not even a question. Like, I'm not going to be able to do it. But as soon as the smoke comes out, the wind blows, it's gone. I do have a filter right next to me. That's going to filter. Well, if this room is full of smoke, you will see it. The reason that you don't see it really cloudy and smoky is because I have a filter right here. And that's doing the filter for me, right? Does it still smell? It does. but my lung is not doing the things that you are thinking of, right? You gotta know this, okay? There's not one tobacco company, like cigarette company, that you know of, where the representative and the people that reps cigarettes comes out and smokes cigarette. Why? Because it will kill you. Okay? There is not gonna be one sugar representative comes out and take a big scoop of sugar and just chow it down and say, sugar is good for you. No, because sugar will kill you. Alright? There's a reason. The rep of people who sell stuff to you that will kill you will not do it themselves. Okay? And cigar is one of those things where you will find the farmer, the blender, the distributor, the rep, the store, all doing it for generations. Right? For generations forward. So if you think that it's doing madness to your lung, how in the world did all those people able to sell, smoke, and live that long to pass down for generations? Right? You know, I'm pretty sure you know Cuban cigars, right? Those people in Cuba are just always near the tobacco, smelling the people that's making the tobacco and all that stuff. They are not dying for a reason. They are not dying for a reason. So for you to tell me that it's doing madness to your lung, you literally had to find me someone's lung that smoked nothing but cigars. You can do the same damage to your lung that's similar to cigarette, simply standing right next to a meat smoker. Right? If you're barbecuing something, you're smoking your meat, you're standing right next to it, you're inhaling those smoke. So you're inhaling those smoke. You're burning something, you're inhaling the smoke. You're in a factory, you're inhaling the smoke. In fact, if you're just being outside right next to a car, you're inhaling much more harmful fumes than anything. I know this cat converter, but you are smoking that crap for standing right next to it. So I can tell you that smoking cigars is a lot healthier than a lot of stuff I do. Smoking this one cigar does less damage than me drinking this entire milk tea. Believe it or not. You know, you have one of these milk tea every day, you probably die. But you have one of the cigar every day, you're probably not gonna die. Alright? Some places have smoking as a ritual. And when you find that they, you know, those people who does smoking for rituals, they don't smoke cigarettes. They smoke tobacco. And that's the difference between cigarette and tobacco. Yes, cigarette is made out of tobacco. It doesn't mean it's all tobacco. That's the problem. Cigarette's got filter on it. That's not tobacco. The paper on it, that's not tobacco. Whatever that they do to their curing process to make it taste well so that you don't get nicotine sickness, it's not tobacco. Alright, you're doing a lot of things that's not tobacco. Like, I mean, if I want to go drink tea, a regular tea, teas are good for you. Right? But if you drink tea that's mixed like this, it's not. Alright, this thing probably, you see these lines right there? And those lines are where the sugar is going to end up. Alright? And that amount of sugar will kill you. So, you know, you just kind of have to do the decision for yourself, right? Life is short. Do whatever makes you happy. Right? For me, it makes me happy smoking and talk to everybody here. And that's what makes me happy. Now, if it's gonna remove a year out of my life, so be it. You know, that's the decision I made, right? So yeah, when you're talking about damaging the lung, there's literally no evidence of that. And I hate to bring back that old research by the FDA. FDA literally admitted that 1 to 2 cigars a day makes no difference in terms of the risk to cancer. Alright? You can be the healthiest person in the world, just because one of your family members ever had a cancer before, you're gonna get cancer. All right, so if you gotta worry about that, then life is gonna suck. Right? You can, like I say, you can be the healthiest person. Right? I know people that literally died in the office where my wife worked, and that person is a gym freak. He's healthy as hell. He's vegan. He eats only whey protein. He goes to exercise 2 hours a day. He doesn't eat any junk food. He died of heart attack at work. That day my wife was in the office. Literally that guy died. Just get up, boom, on the ground, died. So internal health decisions, that's it's not really for me to tell you what's healthy. I mean, I can tell you that pretty much 90% of the things that you eat is gonna kill you. % of the things that you eat is going to kill you. So you choose what's gonna kill you less. For me, I don't feel like a cigar is gonna kill me because obviously there's no evidence of that, right? There's not one person can pull up a data research that someone that does just cigars would prematurely die from lung disease. There's not one. So before you say, hey, it's doing madness your lung, you gotta do more research on that. So, because you won't. I mean, plenty of cigar company out there are for generations already, and they wouldn't have done it for generations if people are dying left and right for lung disease. For the cigar industry, you get to know the people that make it.
That's a good question, Tony.
What?
How many generations have they been doing cigarettes as we know them?
Well, that's the thing. For the cigar companies, you can actually find out who owns it, who operates it, meet them, shake their hands, give them a hug, or if you don't like them, kick their ass. Right? You can do all that. But who here actually knows who is the CEO or managing director of Marlboro? Anybody know? Anybody ever met the CEO or operating directors of Marlboro? No. Probably not, right? Who here has met the managing director or production director or the rep of Camel cigar? I mean, Camel cigarette. No, nobody. Right? What other brands out there? I can't even remember the brands, but you don't get to meet those people who produce cigarettes because they know that you're gonna hate them when you die.
Camel's kind of an easy one. Camel's an easy one though, Tony. It's Joe. His name is Joe.
Is it? Have you met him?
Joe Camel.
Oh God.
Joe Camel.
But that's the point. You don't get to meet or speak or ever know who's managing director of those cigarette companies, because they know that if you're dying, you won't even sue the cigarette company. You'll just sue them. I don't think any cigar company ever got sued for premature death of smoking a cigar. I don't think that ever happened. But there's plenty of them sue cigarette company. Right? There's a lot of people that sue cigarette company. That's why we have so many warning labels, all that stuff, because over time people sue those companies for dying. Albert, are you home? I thought you went to Kansas. You're muted.
Yeah, we finally got here. So.
Here we go.
Yeah. I'm in the garage.
So yeah, going back to my topic, I felt like not having smoking Davidoff recently a lot actually made me less tolerable to the strength of Davidoff. I kind of forgot how strong Davidoff are, especially their anniversary blend, the bigger blend, their special release. Those are medium plus, and I just kind of forgot how strong they were. So when I smoked it, I enjoyed it. I was like, oh, that tastes good. And then I just keep going at it. And I kind of got sick. I was like, ooh, That's strong. So, you know, it does happen. But it also gave me, I guess, a little bit more clear palate to them, so they were more enjoyable. Like I smoked the Alma Forte in Robusto. It was a brand new box that had just sit there. That box was purchased since release and was not open since release. So it's like what, a little bit more than a year? Almost 2 years? A little bit more than a year. And it was good. It was very flavorful. And when I saw that foam turning yellow, it's like, ooh, that's one. That tastes good. That was good. But yeah, the more I smoke this punch, the more I will tell you that it's not as good as the egg roll. It has a similar flavor, but it's lacking something, and it has that weird aftertaste that, like I say, I describe it as if you dip some cigar into the water and just soak it in a little bit so that water change color, and then you just taste that water. It's not a good flavor.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good.
Right? It's like a really woodsy, earthy, sharp taste. And I don't even know how I can describe it properly. It's just not there. It's just not there.
Is that a scooter or a motorcycle?
The moped.
Yeah, it's what you sit down on. Hold on. It's like you know what?
Best part.
It's like a scooter.
It's more like a best part.
Oh, see it? Yeah. Honda.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the first time I've been to this house, just a friend's house. So came to kind of help her clean some stuff up and whatnot for her dad. So yep. Okay, so I'll raise my hand, but
Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
All right. Yeah. That's cool. What's your experience with that cigar is what I did. It was enjoyable up until about the last third for me, and then the last third it just tasted like an ashtray.
Right? It
really
tastes
tastes
kind
like
of
an
like
ashtray
like I don't know how to say it. Like when you put down the cigar and then you had to get the fire out really quickly, you put some water in there, and that's that aroma.
Really bad finish on the, and I know that's not the right word, but just the last third tastes like ashes to me. So I wasn't really impressed. So I was going to try it again, but it wasn't enjoyable enough to even try again. So I'm like, I'll just stick with the egg rolls.
Yeah, the egg roll is a lot better.
Yeah.
Overall, obviously shorter smoke because like I'm on what 10:08 now, an hour and 8 minutes in, and I still have more to go. And at this point, that flavor is just kind of bothers me a little bit. I don't know if you'll get
finish?
better. Huh?
Are you going to finish?
I'm gonna finish it, but life is short. Smile while you still have teeth. Okay.
Yeah, I got that one too. I think I got that.
Oh,
one.
that's on the inside of the band?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of interesting because the okay, the egg roll. Yeah, never mind. I was thinking fortune cookie. Never mind.
A lot of time, you know how fortune cookie is supposed to give you fortune? Sometimes you get a statement.
Right.
You're like, that's not fortune. That has nothing to do with me. You know? Like something like salt is meant to be salty. Something like that. It's like that's not a fortune.
Right.
That's a statement. Kind of run out of things to say, I guess.
We do a game where we say in bed after each statement, like each one.
It always works.
Like,
Yeah,
everybody reads. Yeah, it always works.
It always works. Yeah, I mean you can take a puff of this even at the last third, and get that flavor. It's good. And then when you're done with it, that end note, that finish is nasty. It's just a really bad finish. I don't know how to describe it. Like other than like a wet cigar, I don't know how to describe it.
Maybe like when you're relighting a cigar. Well, nah, I don't know.
No, realize cigar is just bitter, but this is like a weird one. Like I say, if it's wet and you just taste that water, that has the flavor in water flavor. It's really sharp and sour almost. Yeah, it's not a pleasant taste. I can tell you that. At first, it was okay. It kind of tastes similar to egg roll, and then it gets more creamy, a little bit more of like a licorice ish flavor to it. Smells kind of sweet, and then that thing kicks in. It's bitter. It's weird. It's sour. So, I don't know. It's not a pleasant one.
So you're kind of like, does anybody want to buy a box of cigars?
Anybody want a box of -1?
It'll be a Christmas raffle.
Oh, it probably will be. Maybe it will be better as it ages, smooth out that flavor. It's very possible. I just don't know what they're adding there in that last little bit that doesn't taste good. In terms of strength, I actually think it's just a tad stronger than the egg roll. But then again, egg roll is shorter. So, you know, it might be because the cigar is longer. So I start to feel it a little bit more. But it's definitely not very pleasant at the end. So maybe that's how egg roll was able to be better, because it ended right at that sweet point before that bitterness comes through. It's very possible. Or that could be because the soot. I mean, there might be a lot of soot that once you smoke it, you kind of get filtered up at the end of it, and now you're just smoking that soot. It's bitter. I'm not really over burning it, because you know, you can see like it's burning fine, but it just doesn't. And for sure, it does not taste like Kung Pow at all. I can tell you that. Right? It's not Kung Pow. It doesn't have that ginger, garlicky, soy sauce flavor. It's not there.
Yeah, but neither did the egg roll, right? It tastes like an egg roll.
That reminds me, did Matt just bailed away from smoking that cigar today?
I think so. I think he may have rethought that.
Yeah, he just like smelled it again. Like, no.
I was wondering how long he like if he would try to go further, just to kind of like, I'll smoke a 10th of it and I'll beat y'all, you know. Because y'all bailed on it pretty quick, if I remember.
I was the last one to bail. So yeah,
you're busy talking, and you didn't see him put it out. So
yeah, I didn't even see anybody put it out. I just keep smoking on it. So, but yeah, this for someone that want to try the Kung Pow, I recommend to get no more than 2. It's affordable. It's not expensive. Kind of like $100 for 20. It wasn't expensive, but and if anything, we learned from the past couple of years that, you know, it doesn't have to be expensive to be a good cigar. But this thing is like, I don't know. Did they smoke it before they release it? They smoked the first third. Oh, this thing tastes good. Okay, let's release it. So it's kind of unfortunate that it kind of tastes like.
Yeah, you should have smoked it backwards, right?
I don't think it's gonna make it much difference smoking it backwards. Or you probably hate it first third.
You'd probably hate it because it's shaggy. You'd also have to deal with the shaggy foot.
I mean, initial puff, it does taste like egg roll, but I still like the egg roll better, for sure. Yeah, this is one cigar that I will not buy again. It's interesting to try, but it's one cigar I will not buy again.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good one.
It doesn't sound like a good one. Yeah, it doesn't taste like a good one. It doesn't taste like a good one. Damn it. You know, I had a hope on it. I was like, oh, maybe it tastes, you know, just as good as egg roll. It'd be like a good dessert cigar or like once in a while cigar. Because I have shit of egg roll pile in the house right now. I think I probably have over 100 egg rolls sitting somewhere.
What?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
you get
bought
that
all the
ceramic
boxes.
box?
Huh? Yeah, I did.
How many?
I have one of those ceramic boxes. Because I already have 3 or 4 boxes of those egg roll already before that. And then I got that one ceramic. So I have over 100 sitting in the house right now. And the egg roll does age well. I mean, after you wait it and smoke it, it still tastes just as good. A little bit more smoother actually. So they actually do pretty well. And they're not expensive at all. Like I don't mind to smoke that all day. It's like what, $4.50 per cigar, kind of. So it's not too bad. But this thing, oh my god, I think I'm gonna have heartburn at the end of this. Like I said, the initial puff tastes good, and then it slowly turns to that flavor, like a very bad flavor.
So I have about 60 egg rolls, but I can't smoke 25 of them.
Why? 'Cause one of them is James.
Yeah.
It's okay. What he didn't know didn't happen.
Right. I know. Well, yeah.
You know, when he comes,
Him.
when he comes, you can tell him that, you know, it kind of molded, so he tossed it.
Actually, what I can do is replace them with Kung Pow and say they grew.
Oh, thank
Just
God.
cut them. Just cut them.
Yeah, that's true.
No, because it wouldn't work because it won't have no cap. Either you have no cap or no shaggy. So.
Yeah, no fat, no foot.
But it can kind of cut the shaggy out though.
Yeah.
Just kind of rotate it. You know, one of that, you know, this pipe tool where you used to thin out the pipe. You just thin out the cigars.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Pipe cutter.
Because you can just adjust a little bit at a time. I just turn, turn. Kind of works, no?
Yeah, but he'll probably listen to the live, so my gig's up. So
It's kind of weird today. I thought I'm gonna come to the show super excited. It's like, you know, what's up, everybody? It's Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin. Blah 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 blah. I'm actually more mellow. I'm actually very mellow today. I'm happier, but I'm very mellow. And you know, believe it or not, I slept a lot this week. I slept every day this week, and it was like I literally felt tired when I woke up. It's one of those things like when you sleep too much, you get up, you're tired.
yeah, I've done that.
And every day when I woke up, I was like, I slept so long, and I look at the clock. I was like, shit, it's like, you know, 12 o'clock. And I get up, I'm like, man, why do I feel tired? I slept for like good 12 hours every day, you know? So I cancel all the meeting, most of the meeting actually, not all the meeting. I cancel most of the meeting. I literally tell the client that I'm in no mood to listen to your bullshit today, kind of thing. Like, you know, they would just laugh. They thought I was joking. I was like, I'm in no mood to listen to your bullshit today, and they would just laugh. Like, okay, I know you need time off. It's okay. And I was like, okay. So I just didn't talk to them all week, and then Wednesday, I watched the live that you guys did a little bit, and yeah, obviously. That got me like blood pressure raising because, you know, the skipping and the freezing.
Oh yeah.
And then you cut off at 1 hour point. I was like, And then I was like,
we tried to.
Go ahead.
We had a method to that. We wanted to suck just enough to get you to come back.
No, but I was like, wait a second. Ash Queen is on the show, but she doesn't like to come to my show.
Right.
And obviously, I watched the Ash Queen's video. Was it this morning or yesterday? This morning, I think it's this morning. That was this morning, right? Where she cut
Yeah,
off
this morning.
early, right? So I was like, man. And that got me thinking, actually, because we have so many people that already tried the Allison coffee. So I already have the website put up for the coffee, because I need to get rid of some of those coffee. There's no way that Tim can handle that much coffee on the side. They're expensive. So what I'm gonna do is, because the next thing I wanted to let you guys try is those Allison tea leaves. So what I'm gonna do is, for those people who tried it, just have to go to my website and just leave like a review of some sort, like what you feel about the coffee. And now randomly choose a person, and I'm gonna send the samples of both teas over. Actually, just 3, but I'm gonna send 2 over as prizes. And also, with the last of this cup, I have 4, right? So I already give out 2. I haven't sent it out yet. There's gonna be 1 that has a different, separate thing running around for until the end of the month. And this one, the winner will also get a cup as well. So we'll do that. So yeah, if you already tried the Alishan coffee, leave a feedback or a review of what you think about the coffee, and I'll give out something, right? And maybe I'll include one of those egg roll too, so that it tastes so bad you can wash it off with the tea. Right? I'm gonna pack it anyway. Pack it together. So yeah, we can do that. Yeah, but that's one cigar I would not recommend anybody buying. Oh my god. I had some sort of hope. And this was beyond expectation. Like beyond expecting how bad it could have been. That taste is bad. And I would almost compare this to Gurkha bad.
Oh, that's not good.
That flavor at the end, I would compare that to Gurkha bad, if not worse than Gurkha. Like Gurkha, I just don't like the earthiness. That's fine, right? But this thing has that flavor that's really hard to get rid of. And it lingers. Yeah, definitely not a pleasant one. I don't know how to describe it. It's just not that amazing. That means tomorrow I'm gonna smoke something better to kind of wash this off.
Sounds almost unsmokable then.
First half is very smokable. But as soon as you hit that half point, you start to taste that bitter, weird taste. And that could vary, from cigar to cigar. I don't know. Like Albert said, he got it in the last third. I think I got it halfway point. So
I don't remember the mineralness, the mineral flavor to it. I smoked that CAO San Andreas, and it had a lot of mineral in it too. So I can't remember if it was that cigar or if both of them had it or not. But yeah, it was definitely a different flavor. I felt it was a little bit spicier than the egg roll for sure.
I didn't taste much spice in this one.
I thought there was a little bit on it, but not not crazy or nothing like that.
That mineralness came after the licorice kind of wears off. Like the sweetness kind of wears off and it starts to get that mineral. I don't know. Like I feel like if I smoke this too many of them, I'd probably get a headache out of it because that bothers me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't know if anybody would enjoy that. Like it's literally watered ash, sourness, bitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
There's
sound appealing to me.
There's an Alec Bradley V2L. Yeah, it's a V2L. That I swear I feel like I'm, it's like aluminum. I'm smoking aluminum or something like that. It's got a real metallic taste to it. So anytime a cigar kind of has that, I'm just kind of turned off by it.
This thing does have like that. When I say mineral, it like the metalness. I feel like I'm licking a stainless steel pot. Just like lick it. Like,
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I hate that. For some people love them though. I mean, I'm like, wow. So either they're not tasting that or they don't mind that flavor. It's like, all right.
But I definitely taste that. And it could be a batch thing too. Like, you know, this batch doesn't taste nearly as good as another batch kind of thing. So.
But do you think it's from the pan it's in?
No,
The
I don't
oil?
think so. I don't think so.
Oh yeah, no.
No. It's not in there long enough to even do that. Plus, there's you know, cello kind of divide them, and it's not really it's not really touching it. You know, in the bottom there's foam, and then the side they're not really touching it. So. But that is not a good way to regulate any moisture in here anyway. What's really funny is that this thing was in here like this, and it has that layer of plastic wrap, the shrink wrap, this thing, and they put the Bovita pack outside of that, and they wrap it all up with more cling wrap.
Yeah.
Who came up with that idea thinking that it's gonna regulate the moisture in there for the cigars?
The same people who came up with the packaging. so they I guess they intended you to smoke them all, like
right?
quick.
You put a shrink wrap over it so no air is gonna go in and out, and then you put this on top of it like, as if that's gonna do anything, and then you wrap it up with more cling wrap. I don't know. That's like, you know, PhD level. Thanks, and James Anderson. Who's this? Curran Palmer. Hello. So, yeah, this is one cigar I definitely don't recommend. It's try it for experience, and for that niche thing, like kind of cool, you know, it's different. It's definitely different. And call it a day with this thing. This thing is not something else. Like, hey, smoke it every day because it's good and the price is good. No, definitely not. It's like.
I had the, you know, Jason says this is the only egg roll is the only punch he likes. I like the knuckle buster. I think it is, but I only like it as a Robusto. That's pretty good. I like that one, but I'm not a big punch fan either.
Revisit in 6 months to a year. Yeah, I'll revisit it because these cigars will sit in the box and hiding somewhere where I'll forget for 6 months.
Until the Christmas show.
Yeah, until the Christmas show. Where my wife now, because I usually on the Christmas show I'm like, you know, what we gotta do, and my wife would just go around and say, what about this? What about this? What about this? You know. So that's one where she'll be like, what about these? This just sitting here. Just get rid of them. Okay. It will be like that. It will be like that. But like I said, for this giveaway, I'll put some of those in there because I'm not gonna smoke. Yeah, this thing, like, I almost feel like right now it's like a punishment show kind of thing. I'm gonna finish this.
Well, I know Saka had a little rant about them too when they came out.
Oh, what about him?
Just about the marketing and their whole.
When it comes to marketing, right? Any sort of marketing that can get anybody buying stuff is a good marketing, right? All press are good press. If somebody's talking about it, it's good. So, you know, if Saka is talking about it, they have done something right because they got Saka to talk about it, right? And because Saka is talking about it, someone's got to look into it. So, you know. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, this cigar even I don't like. And I like weird stuff. This not something I would recommend to anybody whatsoever. So, Hashimoto finally got home. Hashimoto's like 30 minutes left. Now I can pop my head in there and say I'm here.
That's enough time. That's enough time to smoke his 10th of a cigar. So.
Ooh. As the closer I get to the end of the cigar, the worse it gets. The worse it gets. Ooh.
So you talk about that, any press is good press kind of a thing?
Yeah, any press is good press.
Yeah, so there's a football player. He was a college football player at University of Oklahoma, OU, right? University of Oklahoma, and the Boz. And he had like T-shirts made where people hated Boz, like hate the Boz and all that. I hate Boz, but he's the one that actually made the shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So he made money off people hating him, and it was hilarious. It was like, he got rich. Well, I don't know if he got rich, but he made some money off of it. So.
Hey Hashimoto, since you're on right now, can you kick the guy that keep talking about the windows?
Yeah. Yeah, Anderson and Chris Curran Palmer. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to wash off that taste. It's actually not a good looking, not a good taste. Ooh, it gets worse. As I smoke it, it gets worse. It actually is starting to give me some sort of headache. So, anyway.
So what are you gonna smoke? What are you gonna smoke different?
Huh?
What are you gonna smoke different?
What am I gonna smoke different?
What's the next smoke?
Well, it's only 30 minutes left. I don't know. Why should I smoke for 30 minutes?
Well, you got a nice little audience today.
So let me
Yeah, the Boz was a big bust when he went to the NFL, man. That guy was
he did
nothing but steroids.
He was short too, wasn't he? I mean, he was like wasn't he smaller than the average position?
I don't know how tall he was, but he was a big guy because of all his steroids. He was nothing but steroids.
Yeah.
My wife actually asked me what is steroid. Alright, let me see if I have a cigar right here. I do. Yeah, this cigar hanging around all over the place. Okay. Chaser. Alright, here we go. We got Davidoff, Nicaragua, small. Small. So yeah, like I say, any in terms of like when I studied in college marketing, and they literally said any marketing, make it as ridiculous as possible. If somebody talking about it, you have succeeded. So, any press is good press, and that's same thing with the issue with that interview with the royal family. It's the same idea.
Yeah, but did it backfire on him though? I mean, you get them talking.
Only you. Well, it. But then you start talking about them. For a while, nobody give a shit about them, right? There's like a whole good 2 months nobody talked about them, right? And literally now everybody's talking about them because not only they made $7 million from that interview, they got people talking about them.
Yep.
Right, and now they can to work more deal, more interview or whatever, right? They want things to go back and forth, and how the royal family handled this is actually great. They're like, we're not gonna talk about it, but we're sure not.
Yeah, well, actually, they actually the message was a little more, like we'll handle it privately.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that was an interesting message in and of itself, right?
So, oh, so much better. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, covers up that taste right there. But yeah, I mean, I personally think it's kind of bad that, you know, she's comparing herself to like Princess Diana and stuff like that, and like that, like people feel like that she is in the same place. I didn't think so. I feel like she's the complete opposite of Princess Diana. Complete opposite. Not because her skin or color or whatever, but we all know Princess Diana hated being royal. She hated getting married into that, you know, situation, right? She hated. But she was using whatever she had to her disposal to do good to people, right? To care about the people that needs attention or whatever, right? She was doing while she had that power. But it seems like for her, she just like instead of getting all the benefit that we should have gotten as a royal, we're getting looked down upon. That's what I get out of her, you know, her conversation. Instead of getting all the benefit, all the goods, and all the, you know, attention, we're getting all the negative press, and people are talking shit about us, and then, you know, we just want to be free. We want to be normal. Well, if you want to be normal, don't go on an interview for $7 million.
Right.
If you really do care, do an interview for free.
Right.
Right? That makes a difference. You know, if you really do care about to get the information, the story out there, don't get paid for it. If you got paid for it, then it makes me think that you're making up stories so that it's juicy. People want to hear it, right? It's just totally naked. I feel like it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad because I feel like a title, a royal title, is not. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if you can ban everyone, but yeah. A title is a obligation. It's a job, right? What you can do with the respect that people give you as royals, not what the royal can do for you. I mean, money is not free. I mean, you got a $32 million wedding, and then you're complaining about people don't like you. I don't know about that. I mean, there's no $32 million losers. So yeah, I think she's leading. What's his name? Harry, to a bad path. Because I think there's so much out there for him. You know, he's gotta get his royal title removed. He's gotta get the military history removed. All the thing that goes with it removed. All the accomplishment go down to the drain for one person. So I really don't think that's a good thing. You know. I mean, I don't particularly care about royals because, you know, that's only in UK, right? Now, over here, we don't have titles. We don't recognize titles, right? You can be the Duchess of something. Come here, well, you get some diplomatic protection, but that's pretty much it, right? You can't just. Because I am the Lord of Cambridge. You know, I own land, so I'm a lord of Cambridge. Now y'all have to respect me. Over here, be like, no.
So, I was listening to I'll listen to Hugh Hewitt in the morning sometime. You know, he's on before 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I'll catch him, and he was talking about Oprah interviewing the couple, and he's like, is she really that great of an interviewer? I mean, you know, it's kind of touted that she's this great interviewer. He's like, if she is, why don't she interview like Trump? Because that would be a challenge, interviewing Trump. Because I have interviewed Trump a couple times, and it's no picnic. You know, it's just no walk in the park. I mean, you have to, you know, you never know where things are going to go. You got to kind of keep it. You know, it's hard to keep a handle on it. But it's kind of interesting. That perspective of it is like, you know, she definitely, you know, who pays $7 million to interview somebody? That's crazy,
right? $7 million, and
was
then
that
they
even
say
that hard of an interview?
And they say it's because they are out of money. Okay, Well,
Right.
yeah, but here's the thing: if you don't do shit,
He can work anywhere he wants.
yeah,
He can work anywhere he
he
wants.
can work. But here's the problem, though. Like, if you ask yourself, if you're a movie director, would you hire a duchess to be in your movie?
I don't know.
You wouldn't.
I don't know that business well enough, man.
No, but that's the thing. You wouldn't, because number one, the insurance are probably gotta go through the roof, right? The protection you need, and literally this duchess cannot do any kissing scenes, love scenes, or whatever that you gotta think of.
Right.
You know, she cannot be a character that loves someone else. That would just be weird. So yeah, they can't hire her to do anything, and she want to use basically a charity to make money, right? Charity, and basically pay. You know, if it's nonprofit, you can still get paid for nonprofit.
But you got but that being said, there'd be a lot of people wanting to watch that movie if Harry and both of them were in the movie. There'd be a lot of people wanting to watch that movie.
Sure, but then they have to work.
So would it be worth it? So would it be worth to hire them and pay for the security because the payoff would be there, right?
No, but let's just think about this.
That's the question.
1 hour interview costs $7 million. So how much would it cost to hire them for 3 months to do a movie?
Yeah.
That movie will be the highest cost movie ever created.
Well, yeah, they'd probably get a percentage of the sales and all that to take. There's different ways they pay them, right? So it's not just a lump sum. Sometimes they buy into the production.
Yeah,
or they have a stake in the production.
But
so,
yeah, even with that, it's not gonna work out. I think it's gonna be so much problem. And let's say if that movie bombed, that's really bad.
Yeah, that'd be the thing, right?
Hey Yazer, what's going on? Hey Hashimoto, where's your cigar? Get it ready. So yeah, I think that they're out of money because they want to get everything without doing anything. Being royal is a job. That's a job. That's a title. That's a presentation that you had to give out. That's you're for the people, right? Just like the emperors of Japan, they are just tourist attraction. They don't technically have any power, but they are just there for the people. Mental support. That's it. They had to work. They had to go meet all the diplomats and all the officials from different countries. That's a job. It's such a job that literally the previous guy, the emperor, have to step down because he's so old he can't do it. It's not like I can be an emperor doing nothing. It's his job. He had to do work. And it sounds like she doesn't want to do any work. She want to just be a royal, sit back, collect all the free money that the royal is giving them. But it's job. The royals have all the money not because they get it for free, it's because they traded all their estate. So Hashimoto, what do you think? The smell of that cigar, that smell good, right?
It smells good. It almost smells like soy sauce, man.
It smells soy sauce?
Yeah.
No, it smells like coffee and chocolate, man.
I mean, I get the coffee. I get a little bit of chocolate, but I smell soy sauce. Whether that's from the sushi, I don't know.
It has to be from the sushi. Your hands have that soy sauce on it.
Yeah. Would you use chopsticks?
I did.
Okay.
The proper way.
I definitely taste the coffee on the retro or on the dry draw, and I taste chocolate too. So it so far it tastes damn good. I'm gonna light this bad dude up.
By the way, props to Yaza handling that group buy. I was gonna handle it, and then James was like, "Oh, Yaza will handle it." I was like, "Okay, that's great," And then James is like, "Now I feel you how it is to do group buys." And the same message to everybody. It's a lot of work on that one.
Well, welcome back, Tony. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Glad to have you back.
It's only a week. Come on.
Holy shit, bro. That was a week of stress. So good to see Daniel on here, Albert. Good to see you guys. Good to see everybody in the comments. I logged in and I seen all these guys on there talking trash, and I'm like, what the hell?
As you see, I simply ignored it. I simply ignored it.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's not choppy.
They also gave four thumbs down. So
Did it?
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
What they didn't realize is this show is not profit, so they can thumbs down all they want.
Yeah.
It's good.
Tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh my god. Wow.
Well, none of us finished it, so we'll see if we can finish it.
Oh, I'm gonna finish it.
Oh shit.
Well, there's the proof right there, man. That's the proof that people have different tastes, man. That's wow.
I definitely
I
feel
agree.
like I infused that proper, but even though you can smell it sweet, it's not sweet tasting.
No, there's no sweet taste.
But the smell is very sweet.
Mine also sat in my humidor for a week.
True.
So
That might have like mellow out some of that flavor then.
right, because you guys smoked all yours like the day you got them. So
So what was the base cigar of that?
That was a short stack.
oh, this is my first short stack too. Then
Infused short stack.
Yeah, I tried giving Hashimoto a short stack, and he refused it. So
Because he'd rather have the La Medaglia that you gotta end in.
yeah, but you see, he refused a short stack so he can have an infused short stack.
I didn't know that's what it was. To tell you the truth.
Well, maybe he enjoyed it. Who knows? So.
Yeah, he's got the La Mandaria.
Oh yeah, I saw the
So he's
picture.
got so
Yes, they're still wrapped up too.
Did you get a
We even sold
autograph?
one.
Did you get Albert to autograph it?
No, I
he
forgot.
didn't bring the box. He didn't bring it. So if we
Ah.
found the box at the lounge we were, they sold them. We even sold the cigar to a patron up there as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff.
But if we could find if they had like a box, then I would have signed it and sent it with him. But they didn't have it.
But yeah, what I also kind of got enlightened this week is that I need to go back and smoke some of my cigars that's been sitting there waiting for me for a whole year. Some of my cigars just sitting there and hasn't been loved because we just smoked so much of those little guy cigar shop cigars. Not saying that they're bad. I mean, they're good, but I feel like I neglected a lot of my good cigars. And my wife was funny because like she saw me like just enjoying my cigar outside on the deck, and she walked by. She's like, "Oh, there goes $50." She just walked by like that. There goes $50.
Did I miss the prize giveaway or whatever you guys were doing tonight?
Oh, basically, I announced that how we gotta do that giveaway, right? So a lot of people already tried the Alishan coffee. And basically, all they had to do is go to that website for the Lucky Escape and go post a review on that coffee. And they'll randomly choose one from there to win the Alishan teas. Alright, so the 2 blends of teas, a coffee mug, and some of these Kung Pows.
Nice. Did you smoke one of those yet?
I already smoked one of those. As you can see, I'm not smoking them anymore. That should tell you something.
Oh damn! Come on now.
It started out okay. It started out okay, and then just downhill, halfway down.
Well, I don't want to hear that. I got 2 of those damn boxes.
Well, you try to smoke it when you get a chance, and let us know what you think, cause like we kind of like the second half wasn't pleasant.
Well, if I don't like it, then we might be having another giveaway.
Yeah, right. I already marked these for giveaway already.
Oh god, no! I heard that the box that it comes in is like little. It's like really like a tin foil type deal.
It is a foil.
Holy crap!
But
Yeah, you can put a Cornish hen in there if you want.
But like you can kind of, understand why they use cheap containers, right? The cheapest amount of money to create buzz, right? And that did. I mean, everybody's talking about how shitty this is in terms of a box, but at least you talked about it, right? Everybody's like, really? Are you for real? And they'll look it up. It's like, oh shit, really is that? And that generates enough buzz. And I guess if that's a way to sell bundle cigars, that wouldn't be too bad, because there's some element of freshness in terms of like fun, in terms of like to catch some people who like collect weird stuff. Then it does the job, right? It does the job because, I mean, yeah, bundle cigars use those shrink wrap to kind of bundle them together. It doesn't. There's no coolness to it. I don't know. It's not really coolness, but there's no fun. There's no freshness to it. For someone that never tried that cigar to want to go try it. Right? If you go out there and you saw some non-bended naked cigars just sits there. If it's in a weird box, you might want to pick it up to try it. But
so the leaf is like the leaf. Think about the leaf.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about a bundle. That's not a bundled cigar, obviously. But they do come in bundles, right? And they have the leaf going around the bundle as well.
When I first bought the leaf, like, I didn't know it was wrapped inside. I thought that cigar is supposed to be the way it is. You're supposed to smoke it like that. Until I go home and open it up, But yeah, it was interesting, right? You gotta have some sort of element of interest to generate some sort of interest for people to want to try a cigar they never tried before. Right? Because when you walk in a cigar shop, unless you know what you're looking for, packaging is what you're looking for. Right?
Oh yeah, they got us twice on the egg roll.
Yeah, and coffins, how they make little coffins for them and all that.
Yeah, and a lot of people buy coffins. A lot of people buy
tubes.
Tubo is like the worst way to keep cigars, really.
Yeah, but people buy them. When I was over James, with James several years ago, he's like, "Well, yeah, get the tube, and that way you got a souvenir after you smoke the cigar." So it was, people do that. So.
Yeah, I mean, tubos, I do keep the tubes.
I do too.
Like these, I keep them, just for the heck of it. I don't know what I'm gonna use it for, but I figure, if one day I need to send out some like really fragile cigar or whatever, I might need it.
Right.
So I do keep them, but like I think that's a small expense to keep a cigar interesting. I mean, for
what do you
this,
think costs?
like,
what do you think costs more, that tubo or the coffin to make for the cigars?
Coffin costs more. Tubos are cheaper.
Yeah.
I think the tubos are like 10 cents each.
Oh shit!
If you order a large amount, yeah, they're not expensive. The coffins are probably like $1 each to make.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm digging this cigar, dude.
What?
Look at the burn on that sucker.
It's actually not bad. Yeah, I smoked it, but it wasn't like the coffee flavor I'm looking for, I guess.
Well, it's weird because like I just got a whiff of the smoke from the cigar itself, and it smelled like freaking coffee.
It smells. It smelled like the moment you open that bag, you're gonna smell that coffee. And chocolate. It's so pungent that I felt like I infused it right. It's gonna taste great, and when I smoke it, it's like it tastes nothing like it smells.
I'm gonna have my wife come out here and smell the air and see if she smells coffee.
I literally have one more left, I think. I infused it 5, so.
You should try it if it's not still sitting in there.
I was still saving that original box that I put in there.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want it to ruin the rest of the flavor of the other stuff that's in the humidor. Because it's so pungent, it will kind of tint the other cigars.
Right.
Short term is probably okay, but like long term, yeah, it's not recommended.
That's a good little cigar. What are you smoking now, Davidoff?
Gotta, give some love to my Davidoffs. They've been waiting for me.
Yeah, I've noticed that on your posts.
It's like, I'm gonna smoke them. The past week it's been so sunny and nice outside. It's in the 50s, nearly. But then with the sunlight, it feels like it's 60s. It's so nice to be sitting outside, read a book, have some warm coffee, hot coffee or something like that. Just being outside, and I just kind of enjoyed it for the week. I'm just gonna be outside doing nothing.
Some of your posts, man, it looked like there was a bunch of snow on the ground still. I'm like, holy crap.
We still have snow, yeah.
Whew, not us. Ours is melted.
Our snow has piled up on our land. Probably, I'll say probably like a feet of snow. So it takes time to melt down all the way.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting it now.
Huh?
We're getting snow now. We're supposed to get up to about around a foot.
Just
I
don't
heard
come
about
this
that.
way.
Yeah.
Just don't come this way.
Right. Yeah, I heard Colorado's supposed to get hit hard with some more snow.
Yeah.
Plus, we're gonna lose an hour this week. I think daylight savings this week.
Tonight.
Tomorrow.
Maybe the
Well-
last one.
So, yeah. Not
I hope it's the last one.
I already assumed that's gonna be the last one. I put away my snow blower already.
I thought about putting mine away today, but I'm like, no, it's too early.
Yeah, I'm actually changing back the snow tire as soon as I hit 60 degrees. I'm gonna swap the snow tire off.
No, that may be our last daylight savings switch. There's a bill in the Senate to get rid of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been doing that for like the last 4 or 5 years though, and it never passes.
Yeah.
It's not
Seems like
necessary.
it has momentum.
It's not necessary to get more sunlight for the farmers. Come on, just have the farmer wake up an hour early.
Well, like Arizona doesn't have it, and they got farmers down there.
Yeah, but Arizona's hot all the time, man.
Well, early or not, it's not gonna change the temperature. You still gotta wake up at 5 degrees weather,
All right. So I guess I got cut off before I could say this, but Matt, if you like that cigar, man, I bet you can get 3 more of those, and they've only been smoked a little bit.
I'm sure they're in the trash by now.
You think they're in the trash? Donnie, you throw yours away?
Well, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? 3 more of those, but not even smoke a little bit.
The infused.
You, Michael, and Sherry, through years, stopped smoking it or whatever.
Oh yeah, they
right.
literally have like what 5 puffs.
So if you don't mind, they're probably dried. The tips are probably dried enough. So
I actually used the rest of those beans and I put it in my room with the cap open, and my room smells great. It just smells like coffee. So it actually works out better. And after, when the smell goes away, I'm gonna grind up those and then put it in my the flower bed when the weather gets better as a fertilizer. So I'm gonna use it to the maximum ability before I put it away. So, but yeah, I mean, I can't wait. My family is thinking about traveling soon. My wife literally wants to go to Japan this year. At probably end of the year. My mother-in-law and father-in-law is asking me to plan a cruise ship trip.
Ooh.
And I was like, who is doing cruise trip right now?
go ahead the whole boat to yourself.
No, there are some cruise ship going on. Like there are some cruise ship where the itinerary is going to nowhere. So basically, they just go to the water and then come back because they can't land anywhere.
Right.
So they're just in the water and goes back. In the U.S., that's not allowed.
Have you seen those cruise ships that people live on? They just have they bought into it's like a house. They just live on the cruise ship full time.
No,
You
that's
see that?
different though. They do trip after trip after trip, just going to port after port after port. Those are long term.
Yeah.
1 month at a time. Yeah. They say it's cheaper
No,
than
I'm saying-
retirement house.
Yeah, but they actually they have they own them. I mean, when I say own them, I mean they lease them for however full time, right?
And
It's
they
a
do it so
full-time
much that
cruise.
it end up getting cheaper and cheaper because they rack up those points. the membership points that they get free trips or free upgrades.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, Tony, is that what I saw on it was that it's actually a ship that people buy a cabin and they live there full time.
Really?
So yeah, it's like it's like a condo,
It's like a timeshare.
Yeah.
But how
Well,
does
yeah,
that
but
work?
you live there
Because the
full
ship
time.
have to kick you off every so often to do service.
No,
Right.
they do it, man. I don't know. It's.
I don't think that's the life I want to live.
Yeah, it's not a life
Yeah.
I want. I wanted to be able to do everything. Like, like you miss like you go down there and you miss the boat just left. You're like, oh, my condo.
Yeah, your house is gone. It's floating away.
So I don't know. I can't do that. But yeah, they wanted to. It will be illegal in the U.S. to have a cruise ship that doesn't land in another country and come back. So literally, if they wanted to go on a cruise trip to go nowhere, I had to get out of the country first.
Damn.
Yeah, in the U.S. they don't allow destination that's not outside the country. They had to go somewhere. That's why a lot of companies bought private islands, because so long as they landed on a private island, that's a different country.
Yeah, Disneyland bought
Cruises
five.
that go to Alaska.
Yeah, but they'll stop
They'll
in
stop
BC.
somewhere. Yeah,
They'll stop in BC or something like that. That's normally part of it.
they have to stop somewhere that's not U.S. land. It's kind of weird, right? But that's the way it is. So yeah, they wanted to go to the one in Shanghai. I was like, what am I gonna do in Shanghai? Not to mention, you know
So
how
what-
hard it is to get in China right now? I'm gonna get my ass swapped. But like,
So why do you have to be on a different, like, what's the reason for that law, you think, or that rule?
something about taxation, like when you go on a boat, you can sell tax-free stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then basically they want you to travel from destination to destination to consider those tax-free, because you're still on U.S. soil. So you can't just then every boat can just say come to this Tiffany's cruise. We will sail 100 feet off the curbside, and then we'll come back after you finish that purchase.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get in international waters.
Yeah. So that's why they, because their majority of their income come from their shops, right? Because they don't make a lot of money from the cruise ship. They make it from you buying stuff, and after that, when they land at a destination, you buy their stuff, they get kickbacks. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's what cruise is. I mean, how many people actually just go to cruise and do nothing but eat?
I've never been on a cruise.
Either
Wait, Albert, you did that? You go on a cruise and did nothing but eat? There's no sound. And he's not even muted. I think the headphone is dead.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So we saw, so we got off in Juneau and Ketchikan and all that, but I ate too much, man. I swear. It was, because they have these little desserts here and they have these little sandwiches here, and yeah, it was, it got to the point where I'm like, I didn't want to go to dinner because it's like I was already ate somewhere else. So yeah, a lot of food.
But you don't do anything? You don't go to their shops? You don't, buy some alcohol while you're on it?
We didn't. I'm not much of a drinker anyway, really. But I did smoke some cigars while I was on the ship. Like I said, we did some of the little. We got off and did some stuff in Juneau and different places like that. So that's kind of cool. That was fun.
Joe said you
I
always
like-
eat too much on a cruise, and I agree with that. We eat way too much.
Yep. And I'll tell you, when for breakfast, I went down for breakfast, and they had like whitefish and some kind of like bok choy and some rice. And I'm like, for breakfast? But I went ahead and tried it. It's pretty damn good. I was like, wow, okay, I never had this for breakfast.
Chinese breakfast. Chinese breakfast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what it was. Exactly what it was. So.
Chinese breakfast is good. Japanese breakfast is good. Korean breakfast, I would iffy about that, but you know, Asian breakfasts are usually good. It's full breakfast. It's full food.
It was pretty good.
Hashimoto, what'd you think? Now you're like a little bit in. It's still good.
Yeah, still good. And I've never had the one that hasn't been infused, so I don't know what that tastes like, but I'm digging it.
This infused is
taste like
real
coffee.
infused. Tony infused.
You
I don't
guys have
know.
all tasted them before they've been infused, so
Well, I'm pretty sure it's easy to get some from you know, Michael. Give it a try.
oh yeah.
Literally, my brother was from New York was bothering me Friday morning. It's like, bro, you got some cigars? I was like, I got some cigars, but like, I'm not there. I'm not gonna drive down there just to give you some cigars.
Where was he at?
He's in New York.
Oh,
I'm not gonna drive down there
How
just to give
far
you
is
some
that?
cigars. And he's like, you
How
haven't
far
come
is
down here often enough. I have no cigars. So I was like, you know
So
what?
how-
I'll talk to Michael and get you some. And he's like literally messaging me after, like, you know, it's like, bro, I need like now. I was like, you're not gonna get it now.
Yeah, go to the store.
right.
No, cause he wanted the short stack.
Oh,
And then I was like, dude, I you know, and then he's like, you're too slow. I'm gonna order it myself. Give me the link. And I give him the link. And then at that point, I already talked to Michael. And then I was like, okay, so go ahead and order it. And then he did not order it. And by like 5 p.m., I was like, Michael, just put in the order. I'll just send it to him. And I was like, bro, did you order it? He's like, I've been so busy today, bro. I forgot. And I was like, so you don't need cigar all that much.
Yeah, if you needed
Right.
it, if you needed it, you would have ordered it. Yeah.
Yeah. Joseph, does he ever come to you? He does. Rarely, but he does. What happened is because he worked as a financial director for a car company, for a car store, car shop, car dealer. And so he can't leave all that often. He works 24/7 every day.
Oh, so you should have sent the courtesy driver.
Hmm?
You should have sent the courtesy driver.
For him to New York to come down to pick up cigars?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the time he get back, it'll be over the hours of courtesy. Yeah, but he does come down. Not often, but he does come down. And what happens when he comes down, he usually had to leave that night or the next morning. So, you know, that's why I usually go up to him, because I have more time. He doesn't. He have to. When I go hang out with him, I can't hang out until like 7 p.m. because he doesn't leave. Sometimes he doesn't leave his store until 9 p.m. Even though the store closes at what, like 5 p.m.
man.
But there's so much crap. And people like, you know when you buy a car, right? If you're making a deal, you're waiting for the thing, you can wait there until 9 p.m. Easy.
Yeah.
So, he's just there and he works too hard. He works too hard. And, he's talking about how, like, the car industry is down, like, 25% from last year. I was like, last year is already bad. This year, 25% down, more.
Yeah, they're still trying to get cars in.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's bad.
But people are buying cars left and right, though, man.
But they're not buying the car that you think people are buying. People are buying SUVs.
I've seen a lot of trucks, SUVs. But my neighbor just bought a brand new Honda Accord today, so.
Did you guys hear about Honda was making a level 3 automation car?
Mm-mm.
Self-driven. It actually changed lane by itself.
Wow.
Shit.
And they only gotta make 100 of those.
What the hell?
Because it's, they don't want to have too many out there where they will just crash into each other, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they're doing a test batch with only 100 cars. But can you imagine this? To spend 100 grand to buy a Honda Civic?
Yeah, no. When they were asking, what are they asking? Like 60-some thousand for the Type R, the new one. And then they were like, oh yeah, plus it's, we're asking $20,000 over asking. And it's like, the heck, dude, in the long run, it's still a fucking Honda Civic, dude. Like, no.
So
I don't need one that bad.
So if they only make 100, people is gonna go like, oh yeah, there's only 100 of those. We're asking like 100 grand for it. There's gotta be some people that buy it because you literally can drive without anything. Just let it drive. You will change lane and you will keep driving until the destination. Hands free.
What market are they selling them?
People who had to drive to work every morning in traffic.
No, I mean like U.S. or
U.S. I think it's gonna be U.S.
Oh, great.
But there's only 100, so there's only 100 assholes that you had to deal with. Where they're, while you're driving, they're like eating their like, Kung Pow chicken while they're driving.
Yeah. Hopefully they're all in California.
people do that now.
I would honestly think those people who bought these cars don't need to drive.
Mm-mm.
Right? You make enough to buy $100 grand car, and then it turns out to be a Civic, and you need to drive to work.
But the people are going to buy them, first of all, because there's only 100 of them. So they're going to buy them for that, and then the trade in and the market for it whenever the value is going to go up.
But then that thing again, that's the technology right now, right? But eventually, all the cars gonna have that technology.
Right, but it's kind of like going back in our days when we first had Atari. If you still had your original Atari, it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars right now. I mean,
but that's the thing, though. Tesla already have that kind of automation. They turned it off.
Oh.
They turned it off because so many people are driving without their hands.
Yeah, didn't Google come out with something too?
Yeah. And they literally had to turn it off because it wasn't approved by the government. There was no regulation at the time, and literally people were falling asleep while that drive.
Oh yeah, I saw that where they were crashing.
So just sleeping and let it drive, and that's why they made sure they made that rule where you had to keep your hands on the wheel.
Right.
And I don't know what safety measure they put in there, so they will allow people to be hands free on that again. And so, it's not new technology, and I can't imagine people like, we need to collect a Civic that has that function. Because it's not going to be a sports model. It's going to be a luxury model of some sort.
Right? A Civic luxury model? The fuck?
Right? Or maybe they'll just do an Accord. And even Accord, come on. Standard Accord at base price is about 20 grand. You got to ask 100 grand for that?
20, yeah.
Yeah. That's painful.
Uh-oh. The cigar don't like the cold. Split.
Splitting?
Yep.
Oh, you're almost done anyway, looks like.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh, wow, that's a big slit. So, I did want to look at the new M3 and M4. I really like the interior. Absolutely hated that nose. The salesperson was like, once you put a license plate on there, it doesn't look too bad. And then he literally was holding the license plate in front of it. He's like, see, that looks pretty good. I was like, no.
That looks worse.
And then all my friends was like, dude, you just keep your C63 because they're not gonna make V8s anymore. In the future, there's not gonna have any V8s. Keep all your V8s while you can. So I was like, okay, fine, walking away for that. It did sound better than the previous generation.
I can't stand about BMWs is that damn chime they have when you get in the car, and it's like boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-doo, whatever that noise they have. Yeah, I cannot stand that shit. Oh my god, it's annoying as hell.
I'm okay with that though. It just reminds you that the car is on, it has battery.
Well, I get that, but I just don't like the whole, because it's like, I don't know. I watched a thing on a guy that actually, that's all he does is make the noises for BMW. And I'm like, this son of a bitch, I'm gonna go kill that guy.
You can turn that off. You can actually turn it off. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have a BMW, so I don't.
You can turn that off. You can actually turn the GPS warning. In the beginning is like, you need to pay attention while you're driving. That warning off too.
Oh, okay.
You can turn all those off, so it's not that crazy. But that design, they say that 20% of 1 in 5 people likes that design. That's BMW, their own words. 1 in 5 people love that new nose design. And that's actually the market that they're trying to sell to anyway. 1 in 5 people will buy M3.
I do like that, like green color.
That green color does look cool, but that nose, ooh. I mean, and the camera is so off place. The camera where they have it on it, it's like that nose is so big, you can see that lens right on the bumper. There's nothing hiding it. You can see that lens right on there. I was like, oh no, I can't handle that. It's just leave it be.
Okay. Yeah, like you can't see that on my truck, my wife's car, or anything. It's
yeah,
all
they're
hidden.
supposed to hide that camera, right? But like, you can see it right there. I was like, yeah, but what surprised me is that you're selling that Hellcat.
Yep.
Did you sell it at a profit at least?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to sell it at a profit because those cars, it's gotta be hard to come by very soon. All the cars try to meet emission requirements. It's all gotta be turbo, like V6 inline-4.
Well, and I always said, hey, if the price is right, I'll sell it. No big deal. But the guy offered me more money than what I was asking, so I was like, and before I even told him what I was asking, he offered me more, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's right now, literally, if you don't get it now, it's gotta be harder and harder to find it, right? The next C63 is gonna be inline-4 twin turbo. It's like, what the hell am I driving the 4-banger and pay you $100,000 for?
Right. Yep.
It doesn't make sense to me. However, I will still probably buy that Cybertruck.
The one from
Tesla?
Tesla, yeah.
Hell no.
One thing that bothers me the most is the car gets dinged, right? But if the car panel doesn't get dinged, I'm okay. It has got no paint on it. I don't have to worry about paint being dinged and there's no dents. I'm okay with that. They should make all car like that. Your paint won't get scratched and the panel won't bend. That's great.
But what I don't like about Tesla is there's no dealerships.
Yeah, no dealership, no financing. You're buying a technology that happened to be a car, not buying a car.
But when they have an issue, which they do have a lot of issues, you have to send the car back to the factory to get repaired.
Yeah, and I think the nearest to me is like nowhere to be found.
Right, the closest one to me is down. It's either Texas or California somewhere.
My wife actually talked to me today about that. She's like, how far is like the Tesla actually go? I was like, I think the lowest model goes like 100, 150 miles before you need to charge it, and the highest model goes like 300 miles.
Yeah, I think they've got it now to where they're going 500. That's what I've heard.
500 if everything would turn off though. If you have like all the electrical on, you're still using power. So she's like, 150 miles, you can't even go to New York. I was like, that's why you stop somewhere, go take a piss, have a meal, charge it while you're at it. By the time you come out, you can drive it again. She's like, how long does it take to charge to go another 100 miles? I don't know, 2 hours? She goes, who does that?
Keep adding that to your, then you got to add all that time to your to now what, okay. So a day trip is now going to take us a day and a half because now you got to add all that extra time. And
right.
It's ridiculous.
So yeah, local drive, that's okay. But if you got to cross cities, that's not going to be convenient.
Well, right. And everybody's charging their phones in their car and all that stuff. So you're sucking power from everything.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Tesla regular is not gonna do anything good for me. I mean, truck, I can kind of see why, because I kind of need to have truck here and there. I just don't have one yet. All the people are telling me, see, here, all the people I talk to about truck are either, telling me to buy F-150 or just literally trash the F-150 since the F-150 is the worst thing ever. But, and then those people also tell me, it's like, go buy a Nissan Titan. I was like, if you tell me to buy a Nissan Titan, you don't know about truck.
I mean, you basically need to do your homework and say, okay, what do I want to do with this truck? What am I expecting it to do for me? Because you can always get
but
a truck.
I don't know what I need it for. That's the thing. I you know, there always gotta be time where you need to buy something where they need you to haul that furniture on your own.
Right.
But
if
is
that's
it
all
justified?
you're doing is hauling furniture around, then you just need like a half-ton pickup.
But that's the thing. Is it justified to buy a pickup for that? How often do you buy furniture?
You can rent something for that.
Nah, man, I tell you what, I've ran into so many issues or times where I'm like, I'm glad I had this truck because like plants, trees, shit like that when you're trying to do stuff. I mean, I've actually been at Home Depot and saw this older couple trying to figure out how to put these plants and trees in the back of their SUV, and they couldn't do it. And I had my truck, and I said, "Hey, I don't know where you guys live, but I'll help you if you want to put them in the back of my truck. I'll follow you to your house." And they were happened to go in the same way where I live, so I delivered their plants for them. It was just a good gesture, but
for me, I mean, it's not gonna be a regular car, right? And it's just gonna be a car that sits there unless I need it. I'm not gonna be driving truck all over the place. So, you know, that's additional tax, maintenance, insurance, just to keep something that can haul some furniture for me.
yeah, if it's just going to be sitting most of the time, then you don't want a diesel pickup.
Yeah,
You want a
but
gas
but
pickup.
having a Tesla truck, I feel like, you know, I don't know, playing around as a toy. Because I do like the technology. I mean, there is a lot of technology in it, so I don't know. I mean, I've tried to buy like a crossover hybrid, you know, kind of thing. It's never enough. By the time I need to fit something in there, it's always a tad too small. Doesn't matter what I buy. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get a crossover so that I can fit, you know, next time when I buy a snowblower, I can put it in there. Well, guess what? When I go buy a snowblower, just that much.
Yep.
So I don't know. I it's just never right. But then, like, you know, I get a truck. It doesn't make sense. I mean, for those people who drive truck regularly, it makes perfect sense.
I drive mine every day.
Yeah. But then for me, I already have multiple sedans and cars. You know, getting a truck, it's just gonna sit there and rust. So I need a car that doesn't rust. I need a truck that does not rust. Just stays there for good.
We'll get a Tundra.
Why get a Tundra?
A Tundra? Toyota Tundra?
Yeah.
It's a good quality truck.
I honestly don't trust any Toyota cars.
What? Crazy.
You'll not find me buying another Toyota car. I bought enough Toyota cars that gave me enough problem when I was younger. I'd never buy another Toyota. So Toyota is not like I will buy another Honda. I'll buy another Nissan. I just won't buy a Toyota. So
I'd rather have the Toyota over the Nissan.
I have no problem with Nissan though. Nissan always treated me nice. Nissan always
They
drives
might treat you nice, but I'll tell you what. A buddy of mine, his wife had a Nissan Titan, and the wheel seal. I don't know if you know what a wheel seal is, but the wheel seal on the rear end went out, and instead of being able to take the wheel off and put a new wheel seal in there, you had to buy the entire rear axle. It cost $4,000 and you had to special order the.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though. Like I just said, you know, if you buy a Toyota Titan, you don't know truck. They're basically building a car and they extended the back, calling it a truck. So.
Well, the Titan's the smaller one, right?
It is. It's a small truck. Yeah, I think they only have a half bed, right? It's not a full-size bed.
Yeah, it's just a short bed.
Tundra's not a car body. A car frame, is it?
No,
Yeah,
I'm just saying
Tundra's
the
a
way
big truck.
Nissan designed their truck feels like they're designing a car and just put a bed on it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's just it's. I wouldn't buy a Nissan truck. As much as I drive Nissan cars, I would not. You know, I would not buy a Nissan truck. So, being Asian, I still won't buy a Nissan truck. And I feel like Toyota, you don't get what you pay for. So I wouldn't buy Toyota for that. You don't get what
Well,
you pay for.
I had two Tundras, and had no problem with either one of them. Not one lick of problems. Never had any issues.
One of my amigo friends back in the days had a red Tundra. Photo problem. Every day something's not working right.
What?
Yeah.
Maybe he got a lemon. I don't know, but I don't know.
But then again, like, you know, it's Toyota, you know. So I own a few Toyota on my younger years because, you know, come on, like, you know, when you build, you know, you want to play with sports cars, stuff like that. You know, Japanese cars, entry level friends, you know, best friends, right? When you think about Japanese sports car, sporty car, you know, silica and all that stuff is what you buy back in the days. But all of them give me issues. All of them. I'm not saying that the other one don't give me issues. I mean, buy a Honda has Honda issue, buy a Nissan had Nissan issue, Toyota had Toyota issue. But Honda issue is so easily done. 2-minute repair.
Well, whatever you do, never buy a Honda Ridgeline thinking you're getting a pickup truck.
Oh no.
Because that's not a pickup truck.
Why don't you just go with Ford, man?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. The thing is that truck is some pretty penny too. It's not like something I can just buy and then, you know, whatever. You know, if it craps out, it craps out. It's not like a $20,000 thing, you know. When you buy F-150, you know, you're $60,000-$70,000 in once you deck it out. So.
Yep.
Right.
Trucks are expensive. I'm surprised.
Trucks are expensive. People don't
price
feel
of
that
them,
way
yeah.
though. Like, you know, somebody's driving their Honda Civic Type R and then they saw a truck over there and drive by and they're like, ah, truck, right? But they don't think about it. Like, that truck costs more than your car twice.
Yeah.
You know, utility cars, you know, that did not supposed to look good. And I definitely don't get why they put a spoiler on one of those Raptor things. They do. So. Why do you put a spoiler on a truck? Oh well. It adds 5 horsepower, I guess.
Right.
What are you saying, Daniel?
I was just surprised in the price of trucks anymore.
Oh,
They're expensive.
Yeah. They're not cheap.
A lot of people that I know that are in construction, they literally just say, just always buy used trucks, beat it to death, and then go buy another one. That's what I was told. Because, you know, it's not a sports car. They don't have to look good. They're supposed for working, like, be a working horse. Just buy a used one, use it to death, call it a day.
I think that's what Travis does.
So, which I kind of agree.
They're building a storm shelter / gym
Good night, Joe.
at our school. Yeah, they're building a storm shelter / gym. It's supposed to withstand a Cat 5 tornado or something like that. But yeah, so everybody that comes to work on it in the mornings, you see truck all the way down the line, man. All trucks. Except poor son, you know, there's always one guy that has like a car, right?
The contractor come with a car and see everybody working. Oh, we all set, leaving.
All his coworkers have trucks. Yeah.
Oh man. So today's what? Today's Saturday. Next week, I'll be smoking the H. Upman that I bought. Some reserve H. Upman thingy I bought. I'm gonna try that. I'm hoping my laser engraver arrives soon because I want to try to engrave some of the humidor that I bought just on the side. They're small humidors. I want to engrave them, see how they look like. Just engrave over the wood. So that's some project I have going on. Other than that, not much things going on. It's good to take a week off and then just like go, what's waiting for me? Nothing good. You know? I mean, I was off Discord for a week, right? Literally when I sign in, it's like 600 messages to read.
Yeah, a lot.
Seems like you guys are more active when I'm not there, so.
Shit. So did you happen to catch any of our show on Wednesday?
I did. I was talking about it. It gives me like high blood pressure just to see how much like Albert freezes.
Oh.
But you guys can handle it. I mean, now, like I said, Sherry was on the show and everything.
Yeah.
Sherry doesn't come to my show anymore.
It was good. We had good company.
It looks like you guys had a chat before and then just signed up after that and then signed off and continued to chat. So
Yeah.
sounds good. It's all good, right?
Here comes the coffee mug stealer right here, by the way.
She's entitled to take your coffee mug anytime she wants.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, she gave you the grocery list?
No, it's like an algorithm about your age. Like, pick a number between 1 and 10, multiply it by 2, add 5, times 50. Yeah. It's like
You
a whole
always go back to
algorithm.
the same age, right? So,
Yeah. Whatever your age is.
yeah. Mathematics. Mathematics. What else do I have to talk about? Double checking. Any announcement I missed? No, other than that, I know that Ali Shine Coffee is now available on the website. There is a different code for it. It's in the Facebook. If you don't know the code, you can ask me. And then we have that giveaway with the Ali Shine Coffee if you tried it. And giveaways. Cigar I'm gonna smoke next week. I already talked about the new rules, which is simple. Just simple. Calm down, respect the show. If we're saying move on, we'll move on. If it's too busy, use the raise your hand tool, and that, you know, try to. And we're no longer doing the shameless shout out too. So any shout out, don't bait it. I think for future, one of us or some like mods can have the YouTube open on the side so that we can kick people that's acting up in the chat room or baiting or that kind of stuff, baiting some talk or information and stuff like that. Because a lot of time people are looking for trouble. So and I know sometimes it's fun, but it does get repetitive. So we gotta we can have a show where we can have normal conversation like today. We have a good conversation and without any disruption or any of the crazy stuff. And I'm just gonna ignore all the stuff that's in the chat room that's not relevant. So, I mean, technically, telling Albert to looking out the window at some weird stalker. So what? So be it. And I'm okay with if somebody want to check out Albert, let them check out Albert. So I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, that was weird. I got on and I was like, what the hell is all that chat? Looking at the window, somebody crazy shit going on.
Yeah, I can't even see his window. So what the hell's window?
I think it's this right
door.
here.
There's a door.
Yeah, there's a window in it. So.
Yeah, but like still, if anybody's is checking you out, you should be happy about that.
Yeah, I know, man. Any kind of press is good press, bro.
Right? So it's all good. Right? So we can have good conversations and talk about cigars and other stuff. And we'll just keep going this way. More towards how we were before we have the chat room, but be more inclusive of the chat room. But try not to deviate too far. We still make fun of things, but within reason, right? Within reason. So.
Right.
All right. So I think that's it for today. I mean, are you dying? Do you need a puke bucket?
No.
Yeah, he literally finished that. He literally finished that.
Man.
Maybe that's the key. Maybe that's the key. Maybe I should do another batch and then just let it sit in the humidor for like 2 weeks before I send it out.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what it should have tasted like prior because I've never had a short stack before. So, I mean, it tastes pretty good. I still get the aroma from the cigar. It smells like coffee.
Wow.
There you go. Brand new production. Tony infused.
That must be it. Now you're intrigued. You're going to do it again.
Right. So, yeah. I think that's it for tonight. 11:30. We'll move on. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Hopefully.
Don't forget to turn your clocks ahead.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But still the same thing, 9 Eastern. Yeah, but if they get rid of the daylight saving, I'll be one of the guys that's really, really happy.
I'll be happy too.
I hate daylight saving. I hate it. So, all right. So have a good night, everybody. I'll see you guys next week. Talk to you guys later. Thanks for being so